Welcome to the ReactJS video series, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to do styling in ReactJS application. So for styling, actually we have to follow few steps. Okay, so before jump to the code, I just give you the step detail what exactly we need to do it. Okay, so the first step, we need to use some npm plugin, that is sass-loader, style-loader, css-loader, and node-sass. So these are the four plugins basically required when you are talking about implementation of css in react.js application. The second step, we need to create a SCSS file, or if you are using simple CSS file, then you can create CSS file. The third step, we need to import that particular CSS file or SCSS file in a component wherever you need it. And the fourth step, we need to update some rules in webpacks module section with a below code, because if I'm using SCSS, I just need to add this particular rule. If you are using straightforward CSS, then you can use the style loader. And if you're facing any problem, if you are using MacBook and if you are facing any problem to install node-sass, then you just need to run the below command, that is sudo npm install g electron unsafe-perm true allow root. Because I'm using MacBook, then that's why I'm using sudo, otherwise you don't need to use. Okay, and if you're in inspect, if you do the inspect and you can see this kind of problem in application, then you need to add this meta tag to solve this problem, like this content security policy directive or something. Okay, so I jump to the code and let's see how to implement this one. So as you mentioned, first step we need to add some npm plugin. I already installed that plugin here. You can see here sass-loader, style-loader, css-loader, and node-sass. So these all the required plugin I already installed here. The second step, we need to import. Second step, we need to create the file basically. So I already created a file here, header.scss file. You can see here. Okay, and the third step, we need to import that particular styling file in component wherever we need to use. So we can use assets style header.scss. So sorry, so third step we are done with. And then after importing this particular styling file here in this component, in header component, now you are ready to use the class. So in react.js, whenever we use the class, we cannot use class like this way. We create class like class name, and then you put the name of the class, whatever you have here. So I'm using the outer container, so this is the class. I just use like this way. Okay, and the fourth step and the last step is we need to add some rules. So I already added rules here, like this rule. So this rule is basically to handle SCSS file, and this rule is to handle the CSS file. So don't forget to add these two rules here, and then just do npm start. So now application is running on this localhost. Okay, so it is localhost 2018. Now you can see here the header is colored. Okay, and this is the content. Okay, if I use one more class here, okay, instead of outer container, just use a link container. Okay, we can have use inner container, and the background I just make it yellow. Padding, spacing, we don't need it, so I just simplify here, and height is, for example, 100 px. Okay, and that inner container I can use here. Okay, the same thing we need to do it here. We need to import assets style header dot SCSS, and then we can use the class name inner container. Perfect. You can see here, because I just use yellow color. If you see here about, we don't have any color here, but if I use the same thing here in about, okay, and class name is, okay, you can see here perfectly fine. So this is the way how you implement styling in ReactJS application. And if you have any query related to styling or something in anything related to React, just comment me out. I'll help you out. Thank you so much.